there is an element of luck in everything, but you can't depend on it. If it works, it works. The work, I said, man, this is it.
Yeah.
Nobody watches it.
How real is reality TV?
Well, depends on the show and depends on the people.
Siddiqui?
Nawaz, great actor. No offense to that. Can you imagine a solo film being made with him back in 2000s? If you're casted just purely on your looks, which was done earlier, he'd probably play a driver or something. I mean, no offense to him because he represents that.
I would love to know one misinformation about Bollywood, perhaps.
One misinformation is that there is this.
Hello, guys. Welcome to another episode of Guwahati Connection. My guest for today is someone very special who was in Guwahati with us for the GPlus Guwahati Theatre Festival. Joining me today will be Samir Soni. Samir Soni is a former banker turned model, actor, writer, producer, director, and of course, has recently starred in a Netflix special series called Fabulous Lives of Bollywood Wives, where he is seen along his better half, Neelam Kothari Soni. Well, before I get into how he transitioned from a white collar job to a no collar job, I have a quick question for all our viewers who have been giving us so much love in the last few episodes of the Guwahati Connection, specifically those with Swami Ramdev and Kumud Mishra, also that we had the pleasure of talking. Each talk show host apparently gets a sign-off phrase. If you think that I should have a sign-off phrase and if you think what it could be, please leave your thoughts and comments down in the comments below and I'll figure out a way to integrate them. And I'll see you at the end of the episode. Cheers.
Sir, welcome to the show. Welcome to Guwahati.
Thank you, Siddharth.
How was it? How has it been ever since you landed?
It's been good. It's, I think, probably the longest flight in Bombay you can take. Maybe the second in India you can take. It's like little 3.5 hours. But yeah, it was a good flight. People have been very nice so far. And not that I've spent that much time. But tonight is the show, and that's when you really get to know people.
Right.
But, because every city you perform, you play in, or whatever you interact with, they will laugh at different jokes.
Right.
And even their way of showing their laughter or displeasure is very different. So your performances change according to the city you're in. So it'll be interesting to see what Guwahati has for us.
Are you coming with some preconceived bias ki acha aisa ho sakta hai?
I don't know what to expect at all. I've been very keen because I've been in North, I've been in Maharashtra and stuff. I mean, obviously Bombay. We performed in Bangalore and stuff, so we know. Calcutta has this vibe of being very intellectual, right? I don't know if that's really true, but that's the vibe they have. Here, I don't know what to expect. I mean, it could be, so I'm coming with an open mind, and that's the fun of it. So you easy when the play starts, and you kind of get your laughter here and there. Then you say, okay, we got this kind of an audience.
So you've been doing this play for 20 years almost, and then there was a hiatus in between.
Well, I think COVID was the only thing, and there were some personal reasons, but not really, maybe 2-3 years. But I think it's the longest running play we have in India, English theatre, because we are the original cast. So there's no cast change. Invariably what happens, the play is successful, different people come in and take over and stuff. So Mandira and I have been doing it for 20 years non-stop. So yeah.
So just on that, I want to understand how do you evolve the play? I took note of one feedback saying ki main audience ke saath, I listen to the audience and then we maybe tweak things around. But 20 years, the same script, the same dialogues.
You know what? A play is extremely different and challenging. In the sense, we really don't have time to focus that much on the audience because it's a 2-hour play, 2 characters, and on stage all the time. And they might be talking to imaginary characters. So you have to be so cued into what the other person is saying. So if your concentration even goes haywire for 5 seconds, there you will get lost. So even though we've done it for 20 years, you're never 100% sure. Yeah, this is because it's all about timing. Like there are scenes in which Mandira is talking to somebody else, I'm talking to somebody else. Her cue, we're not looking at each other, but I have to listen to what she's saying and take my cue from her. And similarly for her, where I end, she has to take off. So and there's no eye contact. You don't even know that she's over or she's taking a pause. So and it is a very very unique play. Otherwise, I wouldn't do it for 20 years. Really, I mean, I've a lot of plays came my way, and nothing matched up to this here. This is just, I mean, it catches the basic pulse of the audience, and it's funny, slapstick funny, but has a very serious message when you talk about relationships, but said it a very fun way. And yes, I love the play. Yeah. So yeah, you don't get bored. And keeping it updated, I think since the play is about relationships, they're not going to change. I mean, 100 years from now, we probably still be talking about.
The same stuff. Uh, so you've worn many different hats, that of an actor, of a director, of a model, of a banker at some point also. Uh, would you like to share some of these experiences, and then or maybe pick a favorite? कि यार ये बड़ा मजा आता है.
Least favorite, I can tell you, Michelle.
Please tell us. Yeah.
Least favorite was investment banking. That was not fun. I think that kind of shaped my whole life because I was in New York and probably had one of the highest paying jobs out of graduate school. And I was miserable. World Trade Center, I had an office facing the Statue of Liberty, and I was miserable and I was getting paid a lot. So I said, okay, let's take a pause here. If this is the situation, then something is wrong somewhere. Because it's just going to go on like this further. You'll go higher up, make more money, go higher up.
But get more miserable also.
And exactly. If I was thinking that if I'm not happy with this, when I have everything I would need, financially, respect, and otherwise, then job's okay. I said, I got to seriously ask myself, what do I really want to do? And acting I'd been doing since I was 8 years old. So ultimate game idea was always to be an actor. But you know how a typical Punjabi family would be, yaar padhai likhai kar lo, we'll see acting baad mein. So I got pushed into that. Then one day I said, look, the job I want to do, which is a very good idea when you're trying to figure out where do you want to go. I talk to a lot of youngsters. They don't know where their career is going. I said, the question you need to ask yourself is, what is it that you wouldn't mind doing, even if you weren't paid for it? If you can figure that one thing out, that look, even if you don't pay me, I'll do it. And do it not just for 5 minutes, like a whole day. That will give you a direction. Right. In that, what you do, whether you want to be a writer, you want to director, an actor, that depends. So to me, it was acting. And then, so I wrote a letter to my dad. I remember I'd finished 2 years on the Wall Street. I said, Dad, I don't want to be 40 years old and bore my kids that, your father could have been a successful actor, but he didn't have enough guts to do it. So I just packed my bags, resigned from my job, came back to India. I'd never been to Bombay in my life. So.
And then you just decided, okay.
Yeah, man. So I was kind of struggled in Delhi for a year or so. Then went to Bombay. I had never been to Bombay, didn't know anyone, but I guess I got lucky, and I landed at the right place at the right time, because the second day I was in Bombay, I already had a couple of ads signed up.
So what do you attribute that? Do you think it was just divine luck, intervention?
Yeah, obviously. Yeah.
Or maybe there was also the factor that you were extremely good looking and somewhere you fit the part.
No, see, good looking is very, very subjective. You can put couple of heroes and have 10 girls, and then 5 will find one horrible and one really good. So, no, I attribute to it. It has to be luck. I mean, there is a portion. I mean, to be successful, honestly, I feel the 4-5 things. You have to have some talent. You can't fake your way through. If there is talent, then you will go far. Okay. Second, on top of your talent, you need to have some skills. I mean, I like the classic example they give between Sachin Tendulkar and Vinod Kambli. That Kambli probably had far more talent than Sachin had, but Sachin's ethics and skill level was so much higher. He worked so much harder. So there's talent, there's skill, the hard work you have to put in. You have to understand. I mean, I remember when I first came to Delhi, someone put me onto a photographer who was this big shot photographer for some magazine. And a friend of mine said, hey, someone's come, I know, from US, and he wants to pursue this. And I figured modeling was the easiest way to go through. I did a shoot, and man, he said, don't smile, I don't like your smile. And I was like, shit, I've given up my entire career. This is a big shot director. He doesn't like my smile. Ab kya karu? That evening I cried, man. I was just staring at myself in the mirror. Ki, hey, what's wrong with my smile? So I actually worked on it and figured out what was going wrong and why it was going wrong. So you have to put that kind of effort and stuff. And luck, it's luck. I mean, there is an element of luck in everything, but you can't depend on it. If it works, it works. You all you can do is give your 100%. And because I've seen like the crappiest work I've done, which are like, oh God, why am I doing this? Turns out to be the biggest hit ever. And the work I said, man, this is it. Nobody watches it. So uska koi ilaj nahi hai. So you kind of, yeah, I mean, do your bit.
So now on to that point, I'll ask a small personal question. You've been the heartthrob of many women, and then when I told some of my friends that I was doing this interview and I'm meeting Samir Soni, and oh my god, and they go, oh my god, just oh my god, just do this. Okay, I understand. I cannot commit that to him. I cannot convey that to him. But anyway, with all of that popularity, with all of that boyish good look charm that you had. क्या घर में कभी ऐसा होता था oh my god now your now wife Neelam ji I said, you are getting too much attention huh this doesn't work
It's, look, luckily because my wife's been an actress herself.
right
So getting too much of attention is not, but getting too close to the actress. I mean, I remember I had to do this web series. Yeah, God, that was a disaster. Well, it worked out well. And it was a pretty good series. The concept was fantastic and the character was lovely. I would, really, the producers wanted me. So she said, what happened? For months, they've been like, scouting me and saying, okay, let's try this look. Yeah. So we both were very keen. And then they finally sent the script. After every episode, and the boy kisses the girl, and the boy kisses the girl.
uh,
And I'm thinking, oh shit. एक आध बार होता है, चलता है. Every episode that has to do this. So I was like, look, I know, like, I have to come home. All right. So I gave the script to my wife. I said, look, this is the way it is. Okay. Now I can say no to them because this is not Steven Spielberg. More work will come. It's only if you're comfortable that I would want to do, because I don't want to be doing that and thinking, oh shit, what is she going to react when she sees that? She thought for a while. She's like a big-hearted woman. No, it's okay. This is good for your career and this and that. I just wanted to see the show. Soch lo bhaiya, I'm giving you an open option. Script is also there. So, well, like a big-hearted woman. Yeah, Samir.
you are the signing authority on this
Yeah. So, and she took it like that also. Okay. Yeah. He's the good fact. He's taken my permission. What a great thing. So I finished shooting, and the show was going to be aired. And I come back home. I was shooting for something else now. She says, oh, because I was doing two shows simultaneously. She says, is that show over? Yeah. So how was it? I said, good. So far for 1 month, no discussion, huh? But the show is over. So after suddenly, there's like a memory comes back. So how was this? And how was this intimate scenes? We were referring to intimate. मैं कहा, how was it? क्या मतलब जो director बोलेगा वो करूँगा मैं यार. I mean, and luckily the director was a woman, so what am I gonna do? Even if it's a guy, I know people are gonna watch, and I'll never. It's a test for me that I never make it gaudy and stuff, because I'm always concerned if you're doing an intimate scene with a woman, you don't want to make her uncomfortable. That comes number one for me. So she said, so how was the intimate scene? I said, okay, it is what it is. I mean, क्या बोलूँ उसके बारे में? What do you say about it? So how frequently were they there?
oh
Oh, fuck. This is not going well. So apparently one of her friends had seen the show and she chabied bharod my wife.
oh damn it
So she was like, how could you let your husband do something like this? And da. And I'm like, look, I showed you the script. What do you want? No, but I didn't know this much. I didn't know this much. And there the producer was saying, what? We're not going to take permissions. Because if I go on the set and they want me to do a, say, kissing scene and I say no, they say, aren't you a professional? We gave you the script, right?
correct right of course
So I can't say no to them. I can't say anything to my wife. Oh my God. So that was, yeah, it's, I think she's learning to, I'm also being careful. But also that I'm getting older, so there are not that many romantic stuff that comes by. More of a,
so just because you mentioned this in chavi bharowing wala part There's another series that you've done which is called Fabulous Lives of Bollywood Wives. तो उसके चलते हुए बहुत सारे इनसाइड स्टोरीज दिखाए थे. हाउ what is that experience like? I am not going to ask any specific category questions.
Yeah, look, I mean, to me, honestly, when she told me that, Dramatics, Karan and all, had approached these 4 girls for the show. So I told her she was humming and hawing because the last thing she did was, I think, Kabhi Khushi Kabhi Gum, or I don't know, one of those. At 2000 was the last film. So she was really concerned that if she makes a comeback now, what will people say? Because obviously you age in 20 years and your last image is that. So there people say, no, she's not the same, da da da. So she was very scared of that. So, and my reaction was, look, people's memory is really short. Look, the one thing I say, look, it's a reality show. Because I've done something like a Bigg Boss, which is a hardcore reality show. I say it's a reality show. They'll rip you. Be rest assured. Because their job is that. People who are watching, they're looking for something to entertain them. Ah, he, ha, who. I said, that'll be happen. If you're prepared for that, this is fantastic. So it literally took me 1 year to say, yeah. And honestly, everyone's going to be knowing this. I thought, I was like, who's going to watch this here? Because I myself don't watch reality TV. I don't watch the Kardashians or, whatever, the housewives of LA or something. So for me, it was like, kya hai? Kaun dekhega yaar? From a guy's perspective, I'm like, I don't want to watch that. So I was taking it very lightly the first season. I was like, theek hai. So whatever I was doing, I said, I'm just going to be myself. I had no makeup, wearing my own pajamas, and pretty false. Because the idea is that they should know you as a real person, right? Man, you would not believe after that show released. I mean, before that, honestly, what you sometimes it's happened that we're going somewhere and a guy will come or a person will come and say, ma'am, photograph. And she thought that they want to photograph together, but they wanted her to take that guy in my photograph. And I'm like, oh God. And everywhere I went, I said, she's done 40 films, man. And she says, man, what have you done? Look at my body. You're pissed off. After that, oh my God, wherever I went, hello sir, how are you? How's ma'am? Has ma'am come also? And just one season, I was like, wow. After second season, it was like even bigger because it became one of the top 10 international shows for Netflix. And now season 3 is coming. So I think releasing October sometime. So yeah, man, to me, it's their show.
I'll just come back to reality once and then theatre once. On reality, you were also part of Bigg Boss. How real is reality TV?
Well, depends on the show and depends on the people. See, in terms of when I was being approached for Bigg Boss every year from the first season. And I said no. I said, nahi yaar. I was just scared because I'm very conscious about, people, because I believe that credibility takes time to build up. You don't want to do tacky stuff and bring yourself down. That's something I'm against. So I was a little shy about the whole thing. I said no. Then season 4, they called me again. And that's the time I was about to get married. So I told Neelam, I said, look, they've called me for this again. I don't know what to do. And she said, why not do it? I said, if she's saying why not do it, maybe I'm overthinking it. Maybe this. So I said, okay. And then I asked myself, I said, are you really scared of something? I said, they can't make you do something you don't want to do. They can't make you say something you don't want to say. Then what's it, right? So it's basically free money because you're getting paid. So my idea was, okay, spend the 3 weeks, you have a signing amount, you got every week some money, you get this thing out, I get married and life moves on.
Shanti hai.
Shanti. So I never took it seriously. I was just like, okay, yaar, paise mil rahe, na, theek hai. But so in that sense, that's real. But what happens in a lot of times when people suddenly see but 30, 40 cameras, 50 cameras around them, and they think this is their opportunity to make a mark, then their personalities get exaggerated. So it's not real or unreal. It is the same personality. The temper gets exaggerated, the softness is exaggerated because you're performing.
So in other ways, how a camera adds 10 pounds.
Exactly.
This 10x's your personality also.
Yeah, because when you meet them outside, because I'm like, I wouldn't say who was doing what, but they'd be doing certain things, and I'm thinking, And my only concern was my dad's going to be watching, my mom's going to be watching, my to-be wife is going to be watching, her parents are going to be. How can I misbehave on national TV? And these guys were full kar rahe hain, jo kar rahe hain. So I say, yeah, aren't they scared? So either they're doing it for because they think they will last more and TRPs. And to me, I didn't really care that much for it because I always had a set career. So that was, yeah, that was.
Okay, as we wrap up, I from your perspective, I would love to know one misinformation about Bollywood, perhaps.
This is a very political thing to say.
Aram se.
I think one misinformation is that there is this tendency to group Bollywood together as if it's one industry, so to speak, that everyone's together and everybody's this, that, da, da, da. I don't think it's like that. I think it's a very simple business plan because it's film industry, film business. All right. So if I'm a producer and I think I can make money out of signing you for my movie, as opposed to this guy, I'll sign you.
Okay, I'm ready to sign any documents that you have. Kar lete.
So it's as simple as that. There is because it's not like if I've seen actors struggle that suddenly the whole industry is going to say, "Poor guy is struggling, let's give him work." So I don't understand the concept of because it implies that the Bollywood industry is like this, as if it's a homogeneous thing and everybody's same. Yeah, there are little groups you'll find in which they have similar things like anywhere in the world. Any industry, you'll have this 4, 5, about 10, 15 people who have similar likes, similar dislikes, same taste, and you will find them doing what at the same place. You will have other people, you'll have the artsy people who would be like, probably at Prithvi Theatre. But there is no one industry to so to speak of that you can say, हाँ जी, हमारी industry है. It's just like a business. I think they should treat it more like a business.
ये बढ़िया बोला आपने. This is a very, very, very well addressed answer.
Yeah, look, let's put it this way, that if I had 10 crores to throw away, all right, would I make a film with myself? Probably not. Because I don't know if I'm going to recover that money. Because in the end, a lot of people, look at a promo or film and say, what a film. I understand that. But that person who's made the film probably thought. So a movie takes about, say, a good movie or whatever, big scale movie costs you 70, 80 crores or even more. All right. Now, if that movie doesn't do well, it's like if you're in a manufacturing business, if you're instead of 100 cars, you're able to make 30 cars, you still sell those 30 cars, right? In business, in the film business, if the film is not complete and it's 99% complete, it's worth zero because you can't release it. So it's either 100 or zero. Then you beg and plead, yaar, le le yaar, sign kar le yaar, kuch kar le kahin se, sir paise de do. So it's a very cutthroat thing. Yes, there is some creativity involved in that. And the one who knows how to tap into people's sentiment and express creatively and make it massy or whatever, they make the big films. But there is no formula. And really, I haven't met, this whole thing, yeah, I'm a Bollywood. I kind of, it works. You take it too seriously, then you're going to get the brickbats also. When like there's a lot of things like I remember when Sushant Singh case came up and stuff. Man, that was like so their image of Bollywood is either all these guys are druggies, they're sitting in the corner doing this cocaine shit. Either something else. Oh, this guy wants to be a politician. He's like this, da. ये साले अपने Rolls Royce में घुसते हैं. भाई मेरे पास Rolls Royce नहीं है. In fact, the whole industry will be like a couple of guys who probably have a Rolls Royce. So it's not like that. It's just a personification, an image that's thrown towards people. Otherwise, it's very regular people who, because you give them so much importance, think they're important.
Correct. That's another way of looking at things. Yes.
If I'm going normally and there'll be 10 people who will hold my bag, who are going to hold this, suddenly if you're not level-minded, you'll suddenly kind of say... And there are people like that who suffer. Because I have seen a lot of cases. That's why I've always been grounded. Because I've seen success hit people and move away. And the audience forgets you like this. Today you're like the biggest star possible. Yeah, after 2 months, 3 years or something, couple of long. Yeah. So it's a tough field. I don't think one should paint the whole industry with a single brush. I mean, I don't go to any parties or anything, so I don't belong to any clique of this thing.
No parties. You don't do the Bollywood party circuit, is it?
I can't. I think it'll go against me. I think whoever's about to sign me will meet me in person. Say, इसको निकालो सबसे पहले. ये बहुत ज्ञान देता है. So
चलिए अभी ऐसा कौन सा रोल है? What new movie or role will we see you in? Could be OTT, could be CD.
one very interesting film I've done now. I don't know whether it's going to be released in OTT or theater because now theaters are going empty again. So it's a film which is called Jab Khuli Kitab. It's got Pankaj Kapoor and Dimple Kapadia. And I'm playing the son. It's a very interesting, very, very interesting film. It's slice of life, humor, and it's been something I've been looking forward to. So I'm waiting for that. I mean, to give an example of that, we were shooting in, I think, Masuri ke upar or someplace. I think Rani Khet we were shooting. So evenings we'd go for a walk, and I had all my scenes with Pankaj ji or Dimple ji. So once we were going for a walk, and Dimple ji and I were going, and her manager. I said, I'll escort you. Chalo, ghumne chalte hain. Now, Dimple Kapadia for me is like, oh boy, this is like one of the prettiest actresses we've had and stuff. And those people who were around, they were like, hey, Samir sir, Samir, kya haal hai? और मुझे शर्म आ रही है. मैंने कहा, sorry, Dimple Kapadia यार. I said, Dimple ma'am यार, मतलब, because that's what top people are यार. I mean, if you don't know them, it's just, I felt bad for her. Because I'm saying, in front of you, I'm like a kid, yeah. I mean, you've done big shit, yeah. So, yeah, that's one thing I'm really, really looking forward. And there's another web series show in which I played a baddie.
You play a bad character?
Bad guy. I love playing that. बहुत हो गया.
No, but because all throughout you've always been the good chocolate boy Vishnu.
It's very annoying, yeah.
हाँ जी.
It's just because I started my career as a model, and in a model you have to be.
Correct.
अब तो मतलब यार जब तक
गुंडा बना दो.
No, times have changed. When we joined the industry, which is in late 90s, early 2000s, to be a hero, you needed to have aspirational looks. People should aspire to look like you and be like you. Like you have Shah Rukh from that era, Salman, Amir. Now it is relatable. Can you think of, what's his name? Siddiqui, what's that? Nawaz, great actor. No offense to that. Can you imagine a solo film being made with him back in 2000s? No way. You probably, again, not taking away from his abilities and talent. But if you're casted just purely on your looks, which was done earlier, he'd probably play a driver or something. I mean, no offense to him, because he represents that. So for me, I got a role in which they wanted me to play a Bihari Babu, ye wo hai. मैंने कहा यार किसी और को लो, who'll be convincing? How will I be convincing it? So it's works both ways. One hysterical incident. I was doing a film with Shilpa Shetty, and I'm supposed to play a husband and stuff, and they're middle class people. And I have a younger brother who's playing the ground. And so the scene was I walk on the veranda, and I'm just looking at him play, my younger brother. So एक shot किया, and I'm wearing like track suits and a t-shirt, घर में बैठे हूँ. एक shot किया, cut. One more minute. Position blocking. Okay, na? ठीक है. अच्छा, one more. No dialogue, nothing. चल के खड़ा होना ही. Cut. क्या कहता है? Then the director came to me. First he said कि सर आप वो ट्रैक पैंट से ना जेब से हाथ हटा लो. मैं चल जाओ. Then he told me, सर आप थोड़े अमीर लग रहे हो. मैं कहा साले कपड़े तेरे, शक्ल सबको तेरे, अमीर अब बता रहे हो मेरे को साला कास्ट क्यों किया था? मतलब 4 कदम लेने में तुम्हें अमीरी नजर आ गई, तो क्या एक्सपेक्ट कर रहे थे? स्क्रैच माय एस एंड कम ओवर. So yeah, it's fun times.
Anyway, all right. Then as we wrap up this conversation, if you could do a quick takeaway on the future of Anything But Love.
Oh man, well, future of Anything But Love, if it's left to me, it'll go on as long as you can play it, because I think it has that much things to offer. That is, unless Mandira and I don't kill each other, because we become almost half husband wife for 20 years playing together. But yeah, I think it's a very interesting play. I wouldn't want it to stop. It is, every time I'm on stage, it's challenging. It is difficult, and before every show you go, God, please save me. Even after 20 years, you're still nervous about it. So yeah, I mean, don't get bored with it. I don't get bored.
Especially opening in a new city and somewhere you
There's so much to explore. I'm going to travel abroad, meet people, different people, and the play. If you have, yeah, I'm sure you haven't seen it.
No, it's the first time we've
I hope you get a seat today if you can. It has something for everyone. So like I was promoting the play, it's about relationships, it's about people who want to be in a relationships, it's people who want to get out of a relationship. And so it's basically about me and Mandira. We love, get married, get divorced, now thinking of love again, then thinking of divorced again. So it's like you can't live with and without it, which everyone faces.
right.
So
All right. That's fantastic then. So for today, thank you so much.
I'll be on my walking stick and sing my dialogue. What do you think? Oh, really? When the play started out, I was supposed to age from 30 to 40. Now I'm aging 40 to 50. So very soon it'll be 50 to 60. Lost my hair. Chalo. So that's it. Yeah.
ठीक है. Thank you so much for your time,
Thanks,
Samir ji.
thanks, sir.
I hope you had a fun conversation.
Lovely.
For everyone who've been watching this and stayed with us through the end, be sure to subscribe to the GPlus YouTube channel, and I'll see you all in the very next episode of Guwahati Connection. Cheers.
Still looks like a bloody ink blot.
The entire wedding night, glued